All right, welcome to this new session. Here again, we are discussing pivot table, but here we will discuss some advanced feature of the pivot table and some advanced kind of customization that you can do with the pivot table. All right, so let us bring on the presentation here. Here, the first thing that normally asked you, what is the advantage of using table as the source data? All right, by table we mean when this is something that we are looking at, we call it a data range. It is not a table, right? So if I invoke a pivot table out of this, so I got the pivot table, I can bring in the sales representative, I can bring in the revenue, so I get a summary value. Now what happens if here certain addition has happened? Let us see on the next day, maybe I have updated this data after the analysis that you have done. And data may keep changing, that means my data will be dynamic. Amit, I put in south here again, I put sunshine, right? I say it's blue, I say 3, I say 500. Alright, so I did it. But problem is that because I have invoked the pivot table from a range rather than a table, this data will not be reflected here even if I refresh it. Right, and that's a problem. So your data is not dynamic, so accordingly your analysis is also not dynamic. So that's why when I am dealing with live data and etc., it's important that I convert my source into a table. Right. So if I thought my data becomes dynamic and then my all the problems are gone, whenever there is a change in the data, I need to refresh in the analysis and things will happen. So to convert into a table, as we have already discussed earlier, you do a control T or you from insert you can invert it, you click it OK. So it has been converted into a table. Now it's a structured reference. Alright. Now here if I come, if I insert the pivot table, I do the same analysis again. I bring in the sale. There will be no change in terms of your summary tables and etc. But only the advantage here right now is if I again go down and if I start adding a data to here, alright, it will automatically become part of the table. The structured reference. If you look at the outline has already covered this. So the advantage is this because I have not called a range this time. I have called the table in the analysis. Whatever changes that happens in the table, it will be reflected into my analysis. I need not invoke the pivot table again. Okay, by default it will not show it. So I'll come to the refresh. I'll click on refresh on. See the Amit is here. Now you have to click the refresh on again and again. So many times what happens, I close down the analysis today. Tomorrow I can open the file. First thing I'll have to do, I'll have to come and refresh the data to see that any change in the source data. So I can automate it. I can right click it. I can come to the pivot table options. In the pivot table options, I can in the data side, I can choose refresh data when opening the file. So what happens? At least while opening the file for the first time, there will be no need to refresh the data. Alright. So that is called automatically refreshing the data while opening the file. Alright. So the next option I call the drill down the data. Always we can drill down data in Excel. Right. And so now this data that I got, this is basically the summary of all the sales that Adam has done. Sum. By default, it's sum. And we also know we have seen we can change the summary. We can take it to the average. We can take it to the minimum, maximum, or many things. Right? I right click. Here, if I right click, right, and I go to the value field settings. There are so many functions I can change it to. Summaries I can change it to. All right. So, so this is summary. Now, what if I want to look at the detailed data from here itself? Okay, this is the summary of the sale. I want the detail. I simply double click here. It gives the detailed data of item sales. It creates a new worksheet here. Same thing can be done. You right click here. All right. and you come to the show detail. You right click and you click the show detail. It will again create this particular worksheet, which will give the detailed data of what you want to look at. All right. So from summary, you can drill down to the original data specific for this particular item. Now, what if by mistake or whatever it is, I delete the source data itself? Your summary stays. There is no issue. You can bring it there. You can bring in color here. It is working absolutely no issues. But also because I have the summary and I can drill down the data, I can always go back to the original data. I can retrieve it because this grand total is summary of everything in the data that you have. So if you double click here, it gives you back your original source data. All right. So that is what we call delete your source data. You can always delete your source data when you enter the summary. Whenever needed, you can come back to the original data. All right. Now this is something important. They call show items with no data. Let us understand what exactly it means. So I'm going to this analysis. I'm invoking the pivot again. All right. So I invoke the pivot. Now let us see. I do the summary. The field list is not visible here, so I know how to invoke the field list. I go to the analysis. I click on the field list. It comes back. All right. Now here, let us see what I can do. I can bring in the customer country here. The customer country is visible. I can bring in the product sold here. All right. I am doing a multi-level analysis. The product sale comes below this, and maybe I bring in the total here. So it is giving me the data, but the problem that I'm not exactly a problem. It will show only the item that has got a data. So here the 5 items are sold. We have the data. It is showing 5 items. France here it is because 3 items were sold. It is showing only 3 items. But what if the requirement is irrespective of sale or not, irrespective of data or not, I want to see all the items in all the list. So country wise, you need to display all the data. If it is the requirement, you right click here, you come to the field setting, you come to the layout and the print, and here it is show items with no data. Now see that it has changed. Even if you do not have the data, it is showing the field, it is keeping the value field blank. So I do not want to keep the value field blank. Again, I can right click here. I can come to the pivot table option. In the pivot table option, see for empty cells, I'm in the layout and format. For empty cells show. So if I click a 0 here, click OK, it will show zeros here. Fantastic. All right. So that's done. So that is called show items with no data. And of course, next thing we call replace blank cells. Okay. Now group text field, that is something very interesting. We have already seen grouping of a number field and date field, right? We can group it number field. When I click on the grouping, you get the starting point, you get the ending point. So it gives you the range. You can choose the interval and accordingly it will display, right? Also dates you have seen. If I click here, go to the group, I can group it by years, by quarters, by quarters, months and etc. But what if I have a text fill instead? Right. So let us go back to this analysis again. Here you see, I have this text field. So in the text fields, if I right click and I try to do the grouping, it will not be allowed. They cannot group that selection because it's a text field. Neither it's a value field nor it's a date field. So I can do it manually. So if you look at chair, desk and lamp, I want to keep in one group, and accessories, I want to keep it another group. So it's a very simple process. First I select the first one, that is chair. Then I press the control key and keep pressing the control key. I click on the desk, I click on the lamp. Then I remove the control, I right click and I click on the group. The first group has been formed. So second one, actually individually it will form the group. So I wanted to group them again. I click on the eraser, again press the control key and I keep selecting everything. Once everything is selected, I right click, I come to the group 1. Now it has become group 1 and group 2. Now if you change the name of the group, you click on group 1, come to the formula bar, maybe give it a name as furniture. You come to the group 2, you give it a name as accessories. So it as a report, it is looking great now. So that's why you can group a text field. Of course, you'll have to do it manually. All right. Automatically refresh the data we have already discussed in the beginning. All right. The show report filter. That is also a very interesting aspect of this one. So for this, let me remove everything from here. Let us come to the original data. Let me make country I brought it in the filter. So once I country brought into the filter, I can have a country wise view, right? So this is for coming for Canada. So like that, I can do it for every country, and if I click to the all, it comes to the all. Now, what if I want to create separate pages for each of the countries with their specific data? So if I bring in something into the filter, for each of the items, I can create a separate page, which can be taken into reporting and etc. To do that, I right click here, I click inside the table, I come to the pivot table analyze, and in the pivot table analyze, there is a show report filter page. I click on the show report filter page. This option comes, it asks you to choose which of the categories you are going to choose. Right now, I have only customer country. I click OK. Now at the bottom, you see for each individual country, the separate fields has been prepared. All right. So I can prepare show report filter pages. All right. Now, changing layout is something that we can always do. That you can practice by yourself by changing layouts. So for that, again, I bring in the customer country here. I bring in the product sold over. So by default, we get a compact layout, right? So I come to the design. Right now, I'm in the compact layout. I can change it to the outline form. So this is what is called the outline form. You can change it to the tabular form. This is the tabular form where you get the subtotals and etc. Also, you can change it to the repeat all item field for outline and the tabular. So repeat outline means repeat everything. So Canada here repeats, France here repeats. If you do not like it, you can simply do not create him item level. So you can come back, you can repeat the item levels, or if you wish to, you can switch off. Choice is yours. Alright. So these are the different layouts we have: tabular form, repeat all item. Now this is something interesting we call turn off the get pivot data. Now by default, it will always keep generating something we call the pivot data. This which is instrumental to bringing the summary report here. Get pivot function. So if you click here, you see it has generated this particular function. Right now we don't have any use of this data, right? It is let it work in the background. I do not want it here. If that is the case, what I can do is, I can, if I wish, I can switch off these generations. So I can come here, I come to the pivot table analyze, I come to the options and I switch it off. Right now, what happens? Okay, analysis wise, there will be no difference, otherwise, no difference. But now, if you want to select this cell here, instead of the function, you are getting the cell number, which helps you when you are, creating those helper columns, manipulating for visualizations and etc. Switching off the get pivot data is a sensible thing to do. All right, the final thing that we want to discuss today in terms of advanced featuring is prevent column with changing on update and refresh. Exactly what we mean by this. See now, this is the compact thing. But I want to take it a report. Maybe I have increased the width here. Maybe I have increased the width. And I want to show it like this. But what happens because I'm working with the live data? If I click here, I go to the pivot table option. And if I refresh it, it goes back to the original form. Again, you see, I increase the width, but if I refresh it, it goes back to the original form. And that's a problem for me. So I can switch it off. I can right click. Alright. After right clicking, I can come to the pivot table options. In the pivot table options, you see at the layout and the format, you find auto fit column width on update. You deselect it, you click OK. Alright, now if you have increased the width here, you come to the refresh and refresh all, it will not go back to the default size. So that helps you keep your width formatting intact. That is all in terms of the advanced features we are talking about the pivot table. Practice it, learn it, and enjoy data analysis. Thank you so much.